Abdul, good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Good to see you. I can tell you're at Buxford because I recognise the mirror in the background, and I know that's typical Buxford style. So I know who that is. How's things?
Yeah, everything's fine. It's really, you try to make normal out of something that's abnormal. So we're not used to this kind of lifestyle, but we just have to get used to it.
Yeah, you're you're obviously missing the football, same as I am, same as the rest of us is. Um, but in some ways it's been quite handy for you because obviously you picked up your injury. So having an injury when there's no games is obviously a good thing because you're not missing out on anything, are you?
Yes, sir.
How is the injury coming along?
Well, it's way better than the first time. Obviously, I can play now. I can play better. So, well, I still feel a little bit of pain here and there, but soon it's going to go.
Yeah. Have you been training with Dan?
Yeah,
So
we
far?
trained with Dan a lot. We had a lot of games. We even played under the snow. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw the videos. We actually put the videos up on a lot of our social media. So if you haven't seen that, mate, go and sign up. So you've been with Buxford Academy now. What's this? Your second year, third year?
This should be my second year.
Second year should be your second year.
Yes, sir.
And obviously last year you were part of the under-16s.
Yes, sir.
Didn't do too badly. How did you find your first year?
My first year here was very challenging because the football was like way different. It wasn't what I was used to. I had to learn about a lot of things and try to adapt to the way the game is played here. It's way different than it is back home.
What's been the biggest difference for you?
I mean, the biggest difference for me is that normally I just used to like play football randomly, like get in any position and play. And then Trevor told me, okay, Abdul, I want you to play defensive midfielder. I was like, okay, I like that because, N'Golo Kante plays as well. And then he's like one of my biggest idol, I'm trying to like play like him. So I like, that's a very big change for me because I try to like play as hard as I can, and I've learned a lot of stuff. Remember, like at first I had like a lot of scanning problems, like my head's always down on the ball, but now it's way better. It's way better. I feel like way different now. I feel like if we play a game, like they don't know what's coming. That's it.
So last year you obviously played. I was responsible for the under-16s. And you're right. I remember watching many of the games, and there are obviously some that are still on video in our systems. The famous one that sticks in my mind is we went to play a game. I won't mention the other school, but we went to play a game, and we ended up and Trevor was videoing that day, and so we had you and Gabs and all the talented players playing. And we lost 1-0. And I remember that day quite well because I remember watching you and thinking you were just running around like a headless chicken because you didn't seem to know where you should be, what you should do, and you, if I remember correctly, you were playing a more of an attacking midfield role, and you just seem to run and be chasing the ball, pretty much like Shaqiri does at Liverpool at the minute. As you know, I'm a Liverpool fan, so it's very similar. But you progressed really well. You're a very good player. One of the things I remember also over the time that you've been with us is that you admire another player at the academy, and you've often tried to base yourself on the way that person plays. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Maybe.
Yeah. So I know that you think Prince is a really good player, and I know that over the last couple of years you've spent a lot of time trying to be as good as Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say Prince at the academy is the player you would most like to be like?
Prince. I mean, Prince is different. He's physical, he's fast, he's strong, he's technical. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, like I like the way he plays football. He gets on it, does what he has to do, and he gives it all. Like that's what I like about him. He gives it all. So yeah, I like to be like Prince.
Everybody wants to be like Prince. So, but did you find? Because obviously I know Prince was obviously a year, it was a year above you.
Now, when you say me,
you sorry, but you were in as in
like
teams and date of birth. He didn't play in the under-16s when you played there. He played above, didn't he?
Yeah.
Would you say though, having someone like Prince actually may have had a negative effect on the way you played?
In the sense that if he was on the opposing team, I would have been a bit shaky. So
yeah,
that's the only way I see it.
What I meant by my question was, did you find it sometimes intimidating to have someone like Prince in and around you?
Intimidating. Not really. I just enjoyed watching him. Even if I knew that he was way better than I was. I just enjoyed watching him. Was just football, just see him do what he does and just admire the way he plays it. That's how I saw it. Not intimidation.
No, it was just. I say that because, as I say, sometimes players will hype the people that are around them to a point where it becomes negative because they're so good. You almost feel like, well, I'm not that good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Often what we say to you guys is that you're all different players, and that's what makes a team. We need variety, not just everybody playing the same as Prince. So that's the reason why I asked you. So in your time that you've been there, what has been the biggest standout moment for you?
Well,
it doesn't have to be football. It might be something related to the school. It's fine. But what's been the biggest standout moment for you?
Well, I think for me in the football academy, one of the best things that happened was when I went to check my name on the players list for the under-16 match, but my name wasn't there. And then I checked my name on the under-19 A-team list, and my name appeared on the list. I was really happy.
Yeah.
I was really happy. Yeah.
Why so?
Why so? Because I wanted to see like how it was to play on that level of football of the A-team. I wanted to see why it was different and what you have to do. And then when Trevor put me on the team, I was like, oh, okay, like this is like it's giving me confidence to feel like there's no difference between the people there and everyone else on the team. It's just how hard you have to work to be there and the roles you have to play. You have to do it perfectly. Yeah.
What's we mentioned obviously when you first came that there were a lot of changes. What would you say has been the biggest change to your game you've had to make since arriving?
Change your game. Oh, I mean, like in the past, I used to like to dribble. I used to like to run with the ball, just play around with it. But now I just try to get the ball, look around, pass it, and move, pass and move. Just make it as easy as possible for myself and for the team. And try to get a goal in the end or stop a goal in the end.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with dribbling with the ball. It's knowing when to dribble and when to pass, really, isn't it? I mean, I think, as I say, from experience with you, that's the one thing that I spent a lot of time trying to get you to understand. Not just you, players in general, is about, you know, knowing when to pass and when to dribble. If the opportunity's there to dribble, do it. You know, you wouldn't turn around to someone like Raheem Sterling and go, do you know what? Don't run with the ball, don't bother, because ultimately that's one of his strengths.
Yeah.
You know, so. Okay, so you've been there. I'm saying this year has been a terrible year as far as everything's concerned, but especially football. You know, you've not been able to progress the way you probably would have done from last year. But obviously you've been spending a lot of time training with players. We managed to get a lot of training done up before Christmas and what have you. I know you were watching most of that because you were injured, but when you look at the team that you're currently in, or in anything, it could be anybody you played last year, who's been the player that you've enjoyed playing with the most?
Playing with.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it really more difficult for you, because I'm going to take Prince out of the equation. You cannot say Prince.
Player they enjoy playing with. The reason why I can't point at like a specific person is because normally I like playing with people that when you play with them, they don't complain and nag, and so sometimes the people on my team, they do it, sometimes they don't do it. So it's just I can't say, but as long as you don't nag, and you continue to give me your best, I'd like you in my team. That's it.
Yeah. So there's nobody in the academy you go, when you look at the team sheet, you go, great, he's in the team. And like I said, apart from Prince.
I mean, everyone is on that level, so it was everyone was on that level, but just Prince was on that different level. You know what I mean?
There's a saying about sitting on the fence and getting lots of splinters in your backside, Abdul, and you've just proven that perfectly. Okay, so in the academy, who is the most challenging to play against? Who do you find the most difficult other than Prince? I've got to take Prince out because that's an easy answer.
I mean, like for real, like seriously, other than Prince, I think anyone it's easy. I could get it. It's not hard. Easy wins.
I'm not going to knock you off that fence at all, am I? I'm just not going to get a straight answer, am I?
I'm being serious. Like I don't see anyone for real. Only Prince.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So obviously, I don't know what your future plans are. Are you staying on after this year, or?
My plan is to stay on, try and get as much trials as I could, give him my all. Mm-hmm. Because for me to fail is better than regretting. So I'm trying to try, like, work really hard and try to get as much trials as possible before I go into university.
Okay. So after Buxwood, we get to the end of Buxwood, and what is the golden dream? What is the one thing that you would love to go, I've finished Buxwood and this is where I'm going?
After finishing Buxwood, I want to go on professional trials, and if that doesn't work out, I want to go to university, get a nice degree.
Mm-hmm. So your A plan is to become a professional player.
Yeah.
Does it matter where, or you know?
Currently, it doesn't really matter where. No. Because half bread is better than none. So
fair enough. And then if you don't get it, you're going to go to university. Any ideas what you'd like to do at university?
I applied for a business degree with computing. Mm-hmm. So it's a balance between the business world and the technological world.
Yeah. And so what would you like to do then once you've got your degree? Let's explore that route a little bit further. What would you like to do? You want to become a businessman, work in IT? What do you want to do?
The idea is that I'd like to be a businessman that has a very substantial knowledge of IT.
Yeah.
That was why I chose the course,
Mm-hmm.
because it gives a sense of the future in terms of technology, in terms of AI and all those kind of things. And the business world, I mean, business is constant. It's everywhere. It's accessible, and I like the idea of transactions and making money and profits and loss, the challenge and all. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. No, it's good. It's you have to have a backup plan. You have to have, as I say, the numbers that go from football academies into professional football around the world is a very small number. So, it's always good to have a good backup plan.
Sure.
We've already mentioned the positions you play, and as I say, for me, you played more of an attacking role. But with Trevor, the head of football, you've sort of become the Kante of Buxwood. Which do you prefer?
Which do I prefer? I think if I play defensive midfield, I know one thing about me. If a game isn't going well for me at all, one thing about me is that defensively, I'm going to get the ball. Like, I know I'm going to get it off you. So that's one of my strengths. And playing defensive midfield as like it's like helping me more to be able to stand up on the pitch. So, yeah.
Good. So overall, have you enjoyed your time at Buxwood? I mean, obviously, I say we forget about the pandemic stuff, but just generally being at Buxwood.
Yeah, Buxwood is a really fun place. I mean, you get to meet a lot of people from different countries. Like,
Yeah.
that was new. So yeah, and then they have like different different things you could do at school, different people you could meet. I mean, it's really fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has meeting all these people from like you say different walks of life, different cultures, etc. Has that been a big thing for you?
A big thing in what sense?
What has it made life at Buxwood easier, more enjoyable? I mean, some people. I mean, we have had players, and the same as anywhere else, where players have come in and they're really really good players, but where they've not integrated with those around them, have ended up going home. Because they're homesick, and I totally understand it. The distances, from home, what they're used to, it can be a rather big shock. But would you say that the I mean, some of the other players have said that it's it's like a family at Buxwood. It's they're all very supportive, etc. Even people that you don't normally spend a lot of time with know who each other is, etc. I mean, would you say that was a big thing to help you in your time at Buxwood?
I mean, normally I'm a very like shy person, so I usually don't talk to a lot of people that much, but I do speak to quite a lot of different people from different countries. I've made a lot of friends from different countries, and it was really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm forget that I'm grey, and I'll forget that. I'm a prospective student, and I'm looking at schools at the minute. Firstly, why should they come to England? And secondly, why should they come to Buxwood?
I mean, why should you come to Buxwood? If you want to go somewhere that you'd have a lot of fun along with learning and have an open experience and meet a lot of people, then I would say Buxwood is meant for you. If you're also trying to look for football and trying to make yourself a better player than you were before, I also say Buxwood is good for you. Why England? I really don't know, because like England is a really fun place, especially London. there's a lot of things you can do in London. So that's why I like going to London. So that's all I have to say about that.
So you definitely recommend coming to Buxford?
Yeah.
That's good, because then when they start coming in, they can all blame you and not me. Abdul, it's been an absolute pleasure. Is there anything you want to add?
No, sir, not really. Not really. So, I want to say thank you for having me. I mean, it's been a pleasure. It's nice to talk to you. And like, I hope we get back together soon and try together some football sessions.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Hopefully
crossed.
that's coming soon. That's coming soon. All right, my friend. Thank you very much for your time this morning. And I hope that we, like you say, we meet up soon.
Thank you, sir. Dave.